Hey guys, you're Off Deck with Lucy, where I'm talking about the trends, the talents, and the tastes of New York. Let me just send to you a little bit. Alright, I think that's good now. So I'm going to be hopefully vlogging, I did say every day. Probably not going to happen, probably going to be twice a week, because I think I'm going to be enough for you twice a week. Every day you're going to be like, alright, enough with Off Deck already. So today I'm going to be talking about a specific place in Manhattan called dun 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 the East Village, which is full of trends and talents and tastes, and it's a great place to spend your weekend. So last night I had the chance of going down there with my beautiful girlfriend Anna. You can check her out on Instagram, Cheeky Brit, and you can follow her as well. So we went to this really cool bar called Vino. Been there quite a few times. Thursday night, going in, hear happy hour. I'm like, all right, it's gonna be a good night right now. And it's a great place. It's really good atmosphere, amazing drinks, cocktails, wines, and really reasonably priced. And that's what I want to stress about the East Village, is that there are so many different restaurants and bars and stores and different, galleries, but everything's very reasonable, which I think is important, because sometimes, we think of Manhattan and we're like, oh my God, everything's so expensive there. But the East Village is a very cool place that you can have a lot of fun with, within a specific reasonable price range. So restaurants down there and bars. V-Bar, Simone Bar, great cocktails. If you're looking for a Juicy Lucy's, always good. It exists down in the East Village, I'm not just saying that. And there are tons and tons of thrift and vintage stores, which brings me on to one of my favorite passions, which is vintage and thrift. Now, when I go to the East Village, I have to confess that I have my East Village outfits. That sounds really shallow, I know. I'm sorry, it's because I'm not really trendy and I'm not really cool. And I'm like, well, I have to have something that makes me look trendy and cool when I go down there, because it's full of cool, trendy people. So, some of my favorite picks that I'll go to that I actually got from the East Village. This is one of my vintage purses, which isn't actually vintage, it just looks it. It was from a secondhand store down there for $10. Nice, right? Just Google thrift store in East Village, you're gonna find this stuff. And then another one of my favorite picks is, yeah, that's right, this nice little pretty number. Again, not vintage, looks it, from a secondhand store. I was like, of course. And you can find those too. And what I like about, especially thrift stores, is that, again, it's within a good price range that we can all afford. So, and you can get some really cool, unique finds down there, and it's really fun being able to search for that stuff and get something that no one else has, and be able to wear it. And then finally, what I saw that people are rocking still, I'm not sure about these, but we'll see. You ready? Are you kidding me? I'm sorry. I know people rock them and they look cool. I look like an owl gone wrong. I'm looking at myself in the viewfinder. But anyway, they're still rocking them. So I actually got these from the East Village thinking, yeah, I'm going to get some of those. I'll look cool. I've never worn them, but they're rocking them still. So always get yourself some nerd glasses. Head on down to the East Village and you'll fit right in. So like I said, great restaurants. There's also a really cool yoga place down there called Yoga for the People, which is a donation-based center. Great instructors, and you can have a really good class at a donation-based price. So I suggested price, I think it's like $10, and you just put it on in and you have a great class, great workout. Do a yoga class in the morning, go for some lunch in a nice cafe, restaurant, and pick up some vintage and thrift stuff, and you've just had yourself a very cool day here in New York. So it is Friday, and every Friday I do a 3-team meltdown, which only my Facebook fans can see. So like us on Facebook and you'll see it too. So for instance, today I did a very cool taste, and I gave out a recipe of something very simple and easy to do in our own homes. Tomorrow I'm telling everyone about a very cool event that's happening, and then on Sunday about a very cool website. Like us on Facebook and you'll know what I'm talking about. And if you are thinking, you know what, I live in the East Village and she didn't mention this, send me a tweet. Twitter me. Send me a tweet on Twitter. Yeah, that's the one. Or just send me a message on my Facebook fan page thing. You know what I'm talking about. I mean, it's all social medias to me. So send us those messages. Keep us updated with things that you love about the city as well. And yeah, check us out with our 3T Meltdown. And while you're here on YouTube, just type in Fusion Millennium Mag, which is, that's how I type Fusion Millennium, which is or a video series that we're doing with Millennium Magazine. And this one that's just up is with Dr. Ian Smith, which is a TV personality, author, physician, really interesting guy, and he was super fun to work with, so check that out as well. And that's all I got for you. I mean, I had more, but I only have a certain amount of time that I can record on this camera, and I've already done 4 takes, and they've all been too long, so I had to cut a few things out, but I think I gave you the best of what I got. Have a great weekend, and yeah, see you next time. Laters.